It's about 5 minutes before the hour of 7 o'clock. Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. Now, ZAR Wellness is going to be hosting their premier conference to build self-love awareness and also to promote growth holistically. And so joining us to talk more about it, we have none other than the keynote speaker, Mr. Johanse Ayodike, and the holistic wellness consultant, Mrs. Shaliza Belgrove Ayodike. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Now.
Good morning,
Hi, Kimberly.
So let's start off first with who the company is, ZAR Wellness. Can I come to you first, Johanse? Tell us about the company.
Well, you'll come to me, but you'll go directly to my wife. My wife's
Tell
name
me.
is Shaliza.
Shaliza.
Right, so ZAR Wellness.
I love it.
It's the name of a company. So I'll let her speak about ZAR
Love to see it. Shaliza, tell us.
So ZAR Wellness is in business 7 years now, and this is our first conference, but not our first rodeo. So ZAR Wellness is the foundation that believes holistic wellness is the foundation of self-love. Because who taught you to love you?
Right, exactly.
Like nobody.
Nobody. You had to figure that out on your own.
That's right.
Interesting.
So we have carried that mantle to really help you understand how to love yourself. And when we realize that many people, especially during the pandemic, did not have that support, we believe your body is an alarm clock. So not everything that you carry is physical. You have mental, you have emotional, you have spiritual, you have environmental, you have social, you have financial things that all impact how you show up for you. So, you know, I realize in society that we really needed to focus on loving ourselves so we could love each other better.
Yeah.
So ZAR Wellness's main focus is helping everyone find that balance to love themselves through Christ. That's the mission of the company at its core. So we curate events, workshops, we guide you on one-on-one coaching, consultations to really guide you through the process of self-love so you may be able to develop yourself and show up for yourself, your family, your business, your job, the society by extension, and be the best version of you.
That holistic development coming into play. Now, I know that you have a conference that's coming up, very provocative name. Tell us the reason for the name and how you're going to marry the two in terms of bringing out that sort of self-love and self-awareness.
So, wonderfully enough, ZAR Wellness is also a marketplace ministry, which is not something you hear of often. So we married our faith to our business. And in doing that, we came up with the name Nakid. And we married naked and identity. So that's why it's spelled Nakid. So you get the identity at the end.
With the common I and the D, yes.
Yes. So what happens is you now see that you need to take off and remove all the fear, worry, doubt, imposter syndrome that we wear as clothing. You know, you hear so much people say, I have to put on a mask to face the world, I have to put on my best suit today, and all these things that we put on to really become something that we are not, to face people we don't know for whatever reasons that we may tell ourselves are necessary. So we undressing that so we can become the best versions of ourselves, walk in truth, authenticity, really take up space and love ourselves right here and right now.
Yeah.
So that's our naked identity.
And Ayodike, I'm coming to you because with that marrying of those two concepts, tell us about the conference in terms of some of the topics that are about to be discussed.
Well, as my wife said, is taking off fear, doubt, worry, and imposter syndrome. And I'm one of the keynote speakers. There's actually two other keynote speakers. Now, interestingly enough, the conference started off as a female empowerment conference, and I was supposed to do the male perspective of things. But as it evolved, we realized this conference is for everyone. And those 4 areas I spoke about, those are the topics exactly that we're going to undress. Because, and I'll talk specifically about the imposter syndrome aspect of it, because many of us, we put on this mask. We are taught from young to please our parents, teachers, elders, etc. So when we reach a certain stage of our life, sometimes we don't even know who we are. Or we have this version of ourselves that we're not even sure what makes us happy. So in Nakid, we're stripping out all of those things and allowing you the opportunity to be yourself.
Now, you said that you are one of the keynote speakers. Tell us who are the others and some of the other speakers we could see at the conference.
All right. One is Margaret Sampson Brown. She was the former victim support head. Tell me the other name.
We have Nicole Joseph Chin as well. She would be also with us. She's a social entrepreneur who really steers the cause to nurturing women and girls.
It's interesting. And when is the conference taking place and where is it taking place?
So the conference will be held at the Hyatt Regency in Trinidad and Tobago here, and it's on the 2nd of July. This year, 2023.
Nice. And the target audience, I know that Shaliza, you would have started off saying it's for everyone, or did you say it, Ayodiki?
Yes.
But everyone, or are you targeting certain groups, certain people, certain races even? How are you targeting the people who want to attend this?
You know, when I was thinking about it, and usually when marketing, they always ask for demographics, which demographics. But the truth is, all of us need this opportunity because we socialize from young to be someone we're not. Then we reach the middle of our lives, we're trying to figure things out. Then we reach the prime of our lives, and sometimes we still don't know who we are. So I would say bring everyone. You, your family, couples.
Children?
Yes.
From what ages?
Even bring your children. I would say from 8 on up. And here why I say young, because being around the energy of self-empowerment, of people being themselves, is something that children should be able to emulate.
I like it. Ayodike, how did you get started in this sort of wellness and holistic development?
Since I was about 12 years old, I wanted to be a therapist. And that's what I am now. Therapist, evolve into a behavior change consultant. And my thing is that there's this potential in everyone, including myself, that we need help to pull out of us. And there's so many obstacles, so many articles of clothing and trauma and socialization that we need to spread, to take off. So since then, that's been my work. I went to the US and studied, came back home, excited to make change in the country, and that's what I do now, behavior change consultant. And it's perfect because as we marry being identity and being naked, so too I am married to a holistic wellness consultant.
I see the parallels, and I'm coming to you, Shaliza. I mean, continue as well. Tell us, how did you get started in this? That your husband encouraged you, or did you also have that sort of, you wanted to encourage people and to help with therapy and that sort of thing?
So unlike Johansi, I am actually an NGO baby. So my parents run an NGO called the Rose Foundation, and seeing them serve society from such an early age really helped form a lot of my foundation in wanting to serve society. So when I got older, you know, their foundation stands for the realization of selfless expression. But what I realized, and I coined the motto, self first, not self only, because I realized you could get burnt out, you could get weary, and you need to fill your cup so you can give again. So I really took that opportunity to build on the foundation that they laid and really see how I could take my space up and find my niche and really serve in a way that's unique to me, that could be effective to the community that we serve.
I wanted to talk about as well the expected outcomes from the conference, because Johansi, Shaliza, you all have been saying that you want people to take off those masks that we wear, whether it be the self-imposter syndrome, that sort of thing. But that change isn't going to happen overnight, and it's not going to happen after one conference. And so what are some of the outcomes you're hoping when people walk away from this conference? And anyone can take this question first.
We could both go. One is mainly building a different type of community. Right, getting a different type of awareness, because you know they say knowledge is power. So the more you understand what's going on with you, the better you can in terms of managing it. And also I would say I've realized that in our society of Trinidad and Tobago, we kind of have things that we use as drugs. So Carnival is a drug, Christmas is a drug that helps us to kind of forget the things that are actually going on in our lives. So this conference happened in the middle. So it's to remind you exactly what's going on so you wouldn't hide from it. So you'll be able to expose it so that you wouldn't be in this cycle every year of the same thing.
Shaliza?
This conference is not just a one and done. So what we hope is that as the community builds, you know that you're supported, you're not alone. Many people go through these, let's call them awakenings or shifts, where they're finding themselves and they don't know who to turn to, where to go, so that they understand that there are resources available to them, their community is available to them. And one of the wonderful things about conferences at Zah Wellness is that we don't just stop at a conference. We have follow-up segments that sometimes are at no cost to our attendees, so that they get to know that it's a journey. I call myself the self-love tour guide, and I guide people through the process. So I can't heal for them, but I can help them go through the process. And if it is, sometimes you don't necessarily need a full-on therapy session. You just need a listening ear. So we may facilitate that listening for you. Sometimes you could unpack something for yourself, and you just need a sounding board to hear yourself say something that is not yourself.
Yes.
So that community and that support system and that backbone to help you understand, well, you're not crazy or you're not alone, is really what we want people to understand, that it's not a one-off. You are not the only person going through something at this time. You're not the only person going through changes. As long as we have life and we grow in, there's going to be a change, and we definitely have to allow ourselves the room to change openly. We live in instant gratification, Instagram, and all these things where everybody's life looks so glamorous.
Yes.
It's okay to just be where you are. Interestingly enough, I have a joke, like, preparing for the conference, I realized there's this big taboo thing about being a beginner. It's almost as though if you want to start something new or do something new, you are shunned. Like, it's this big, like, nobody, so you didn't start at the beginning? Like, there's no other place
Everybody
to start.
almost like started at that expert level. Yeah.
Correct.
Now, Shalisa, before you go, just remind us where we can get more info, and of course, what day is the conference and time?
So the conference is on the 2nd of July, 2023. That's
Yes.
a Sunday.
Yes.
It will be held at the Hyatt Regency. For more info, you can follow us on the Nakid Conference. That's Nakid with an I at Instagram. You could check us out on our website, zahwellness.com. You can also call us at 1-868-328-4565 to get your tickets, and we look forward to seeing you guys at the conference. Loving on yourselves.
Yes, I love it, Shalisa Johansi. Let me thank you so much for coming in this morning and encouraging people to join the conference and have that. I love that you touch on that holistic development. So I'm looking forward to see, some of the impact that the conference will have. So thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
so
us.
much, Kimberly.
And that was Shalisa Ayodike and also Johansi Ayodike, just talking about that Nakid conference that's coming up on the 2nd of July at the Hyatt Regency. Remember, you can check the Nakid, is it, on Instagram for more information. You're on the Now Morning Show. We're going to take a break and be right back. Stay with us.